It,
Sir, okay button. We are almost live on the tubes.
and we're up and live here on Innovision FM. Now, I got this from the Babylon guys about. Of course, last week, Mr. Musk was sending out these emails saying, "Give us 5 things you did last week," and at the Babylon they were joking like, say, Trump forgot to return the report, and so he was canceled. Oh man! So I just thought that was funny. But on ours, I said, well, we see that the FBI is at 2 o'clock in the morning are shredding documents,
I wonder what
right?
that's all about. Everything from the client list for the Epstein stuff to who knows what. But yeah, Cash Patel being confirmed has definitely shaken up the environment of the FBI and many other systems. You're going to love this sort of podcast right here on the Intervision FM universe. Welcome, everybody. I'm Alan C. Got Johnny J in the house. And got Hey Joe. He's our resident time traveler. He's in the Philippines, and it's early in the morning for him.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Oh, that was 7. Okay, it's 8. Is that
Well, you
because
guys are on daylight savings time. I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I was wondering what that was saying. So we were just before you went on, we were talking about okay, I went sometimes I go hang out with these older guys as they have lunch, but not so much to have lunch. I'll get something to go and just listening to the bingo game or whatever. So they had this speaker, which I think I missed her stuff, and she's walking around and said, "Do you want a mask?" And I said, "Want a mask? Why should I? Why? Am I gonna go rob someplace or is that?" And I'm just, she's just this young liberal uh flake, going around asking us if we want a mask, right? And I guess maybe she gets paid for that. I'm no, a matter of fact, I'm sure because when they come in and they have us do these surveys, it's so they can get paid, keep getting their grants and stuff. And plus, this year's also has started locking their doors because outside our door, ICE was out there. Now they're not out there just for the fun of it. They're looking for these bad guys. And if somebody else gets caught up in that, sweep, well, there you have it, right?
Well, it is unfortunate, and that does tend to happen. See, the thing is um, with any sort of organism, right? Like let's say you get a cut or a burn or a infection of some sort, something where a sore is left to form and prosper and grow. When it comes time to clean that thing out, there's going to be some good skin, good cells that are destroyed in the process. It's going to be the same with cleaning this whole mess up that has been going since, gosh, well, in earnest over the last 6 decades.
Yeah.
And
And I hear like I guess Boston, they're trying to flex their muscles. And so Holmes, Tim, he said that he's gonna go down there with
Bringing
fire.
hell with him.
Yeah, bring it. Oh yeah, that's it. Bring it. And I said, man, I don't know. Like these guys is just what they call it, signifying or just I don't know. It's like
so
it's crazy.
we were talking, I think, before the show. I don't think we caught any of this but timelines, and how lucky we are that Donald John Trump got elected, how fortunate, how
Yeah.
blessed we are.
Oh
And,
yeah.
how some people believe that this is just a timeline. There's other alternate timelines where uh, an outcome that they maybe would have preferred more would have
You need to go to that
taken.
timeline.
They need to go
Yeah.
One thing that I don't understand is this. If the other side would have won, and we would have had Republican governors saying, hey, look, no, we can't go down the yellow brick or the rainbow brick road, shall I say?
Hmm.
Uh, we can't go down that all the way to its fruition because there's an exit that leads to the highway of hell. We don't want to go there. What would they do to us? I mean, honest, what would they do to us? They
They'd
would
lock them up.
they'd lock them they'd lock those folks up. They'd lock us up.
Hmm.
And so why would they lock us up though? I look at that. Well, because we are defying federal law. Doesn't matter
Oh,
what we think about the whole idea. If they would have won and they would have placed their policies in, they could make the federal law that they wanted.
hey, I want to give a shout out to Timothy Johnson. I'm not sure if he's one of my cousins or not, but he
Yeah.
likes the title of the show. So
Hey,
that's
all right. Howdy, sir, and God bless you. And if that's your thing, what was I going to say?
I'm
You know,
sorry, man.
I think the bottom line here is that I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, man. I should have warned you because I saw this popping up, and I don't know sure if you're seeing it on your side.
I do not.
Okay, okay.
You
I
guys hear
probably
that meme with drowning pool? They had Cash
Drowning
Patel
pool?
singing, "Let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit," and
yeah.
they hit the floor. They
Is
got
that what
tears
that
coming
was?
out of their eyes.
Everybody's all up in arms around the house about all this stuff. And I didn't understand what the heck they were talking about. Huh, that's interesting. That's got to be a good meme because the bottom line is they're going to get caught. And that's the thing with anything that doesn't like the light, doesn't like disinfectant, doesn't like things that like a smooth, oiled run, orderly, all this stuff. You know,
They want anarchy.
they want that anarchy going on, and the governors that are actually actively saying, well, we're going to follow state and federal law, but yet they kind of might have missed the mark a little bit when um, when Trump got elected, because I will tell you, he ain't playing. He ain't playing. He told this one governor, I believe, of Maine, something about I suppose this one was sports, whether there ought to be
Yeah,
women in men's sport or
the
women's sports or
trans
whatever.
people, yeah, men and women
Yeah,
sports.
yeah, something like that. I mean, do what you want to do in your bedroom, but you can't really accept that kind of thing in a sports type setting. I mean, women should play with women, men should play with men.
He
Uh,
said he said that your 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 people in your state don't want to see it.
yeah,
You need to get it with the program.
yeah, you need to get with the program. And she says, no, we'll see you in court.
And
And
he
he says,
said it'll
well,
be an
that'll be an
easy
easy
one.
win. That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Because,
speaking of her, and Omar and these other women, or two other women that were saying crazy. This, and I'm not going to get this guy's name right. He's on LinkedIn and he gives a shout out. Oh man, uh, Naheed Humar gives a shout out to. And sorry I butchered your name. So I'm sorry. Just let's continue on. I'm just looking at the shout outs and trying to give them feedback right away.
yeah,
So
you
we'll have to
definitely
go
need
look
to
for
do
'em.
that real time because, for the blind community, when we create content, especially like this kind of stuff, we want you to know that we at least are doing our best to kind of fit into your world. You see, it's like this, as a blind person, for immemorial, I mean, for since the beginning of time. We take what we get. We don't really throw a fit about it. Sometimes we do because we're human, but normally we're sort of programmed to think a certain way. That's why that's a 70 to 90% unemployment rate in the blind community, um, here in America anyway. and I'd like to know what it is outside the country. And so,
I
for
would
all
too.
the folks watching in South Africa, we've got the Philippines, we've got Cambodia, we've got Ethiopia. We want to thank you as well, as well
Yes.
as the folks. It's why I kind of fondly started calling this thing the Intervision FM universe.
Mm,
It's good that
mm.
the internet allows for the blind to be able to put their uh, put their viewpoint out there. And if you like it, go ahead and toss down a comment because that's our bread and butter.
And it helps our algorithms and stuff.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Now, should we get to this one? I guess this judge is being sued. His name is Judge. I know it's part of his name is John, but no, not it's not sued. Impeached. They're drawing up papers of impeachment.
Good.
Uh, yeah,
So
and
what's he being impeached for?
for trying to stop Trump's executive orders.
Well,
He's
see,
he's
that's the thing is,
Those judges are trying to tell the president what he can and can't do, and that's not their job.
well,
They have no business doing that.
check this out. About 10 years ago, an old veteran friend of mine and I, well, we started this website called Accountability Revolution, all one word, .com. And all we wanted was for the people to understand that we have that power to hold our legislative and governing officials accountable for their policies and their actions and the things that do affect our peace, safety, and tranquility, all that hoo-ha that I can't think of right now.
Hmm.
Still getting over this bug that I got, so I'm a little
Yeah,
but
okay.
the bottom line is now is the time where accountability is the big thing. It's important.
Hmm.
And the Democrats will see eventually that it's important. I mean, like, why would they spend billions of dollars on experiments to play around with dogs and their libido or other animals and their libido? Why would they spend money on experiments dealing with illegal substances? Come on,
Yeah.
cocaine. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, YouTube. I don't know
Yeah.
how things are. I haven't kept up on the new policies, but come on. I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. If there's being billions of dollars spent on experiments for that, when people in North Carolina are starving, when people in Aurora, Colorado are being subjugated by tren de agua, whatever you call that
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
I was looking before I came up here to actually go into the middle of all that and live there. And I was happy to do it. And I was going to open the hands of friendship to these guys and be like, look, I ain't your enemy here. I don't know what you guys got going, but just passing through.
Hmm.
And only by the grace of God, just like how Donald John Trump got elected.
Hmm.
Only by the grace of God, I was able to get a home. And so now
Hmm.
I got to give back. I've got to do this kind of thing where, you know, if you want to be able to support something like this, where, content is being created by the blind community, but it's other content. It's stuff that maybe fires your soul. Maybe you got an idea.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really know where to turn. Well, Intervision FM can help. This particular organization tries to get some exposure to folks with physical disabilities, financial challenges,
Hmm.
whether they got some music going on or whether they got some content they want to create, whether they got some AI stuff going on that,
Hmm.
uh, we've been playing around with this stuff and watching this stuff build itself over the past 5 years. We haven't been idle, and
Hmm.
we want to share with you the knowledge that we've got.
Yeah.
Put all the cookies on the lower shelf, as it were. So when you help us, when you give us a little bit of donation of your time if you volunteer, or donations of your funds if you want to make them, consider those donations as investments, because you see, as there is a 70 to 90% unemployment rate in the blind community, if we could bring that down, and if we actually start working with the current administration to do such things, well, that's only going to benefit all of us at the end of the road, because more, more for Social Security for our future. If Social Security continues in its current form, I suspect that there's going to be a lot of reform going on. So, but for now, that's what Intervision FM is all about: is the support and assistance to the blind and otherwise disabled community, and to the community at large.
Hey, also, I was looking at this, what was it? What's it called? Oh, Newsom. I was looking at this thing, and they were itemizing how much has been spending for healthcare for the illegals in California.
Right.
I think it was like $9 million. I know it was a nine in there, and but now he's asking for 40 million for the California, and I don't know if it was 59 million or something to that effect, but he's asking for this crazy amount from the federal government, when if he would just start serving the people that are there, he wouldn't have to ask for much from the federal government.
Think you're gonna get money from the federal government?
Well, not if he doesn't, like, I think the stipulations was ID for
Yeah,
voting,
voter IDs.
let that water come through,
Yeah.
and it was something else.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think you're right.
And
Probably cross-dressing for women's sports.
oh yeah, yeah, they may be kind of push back on that too.
No, it's interesting because I do pray for our Californians. There's a lot of good people out there, just like there's a lot of good people in this whole country. Um, Never have we been so divided, but there is one thing that does unite us. We're all still human. As we rush towards that quantum singularity, we have to remember that one thing: is we all still have two arms, we all still have two legs, even if we don't have the use of two arms or two legs in some cases. We're all human. We're made up the same DNA, and we definitely need to stick together. And the way that we do that is we have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, and He's our Savior. The only way to really have a relationship is actually super easy. Actually, just kind of ask Him to move on in. Then He doesn't promise us smooth sailing, but there is a safe landing at the end of it all. So, whatever we do, however we make it, however we, get that job done, at the end of it all, there is an eternal reward.
Yeah. And let's see. Also, okay, so we covered that a little bit. Oh, I guess Miss Reed, Joy Reid is not she's getting up here for 5 minutes, and I give you she was making fun of, like, white women that cry, and white guys that cry, and
Right.
now it's their turn,
It's
and it's
time.
like, somebody said, like, what goes around comes around.
I
Steve
understand
Inman
that.
did a video with her and him in
Wait, who
it.
did it?
Steve Inman,
Oh,
he does all those videos. The what is it called? Non-essential commentary.
ah, oh man,
Stuff sweet. Oh man.
oh man. So, man, it's like, I mean, if you were to say, like, this would be happening like 20 years ago, I mean, you would say, oh, come on, get out of here. but it's almost like the curtains have been opened, and we're able to look inside and say, oh yeah. And I don't understand why they think, and wait a minute. And then I found out that Bill Clinton, he really deported a lot of people back in his day, and he was able to balance the budget because and they
Oh yeah,
and
he
I know
zeroed everything out.
and he kicked out a lot of people out of the federal government
Yeah,
on the dole.
yeah, yeah. He actually, I gotta say that I do respect Bill Clinton for the fact that he balanced the actual budget. It's the first time in, I don't know if her first time in history or first time in a long time anyway, for sure, that everything was zeroed out and everything was ready to go.
Yeah. So it's about time that, okay, usually like when the Democrats are in control, we have to bend and cross over the line over to them. Now that we're a slim majority, I think it would be nice for them to bend and say, come over and say and stop the silence and say, hey, yes, we need to clean out this, but it's almost like they almost that Jeffrey and his crew are just thinking like,
Right.
well, if we give him that big of a win, you know, he doesn't think like it could be a good thing in the long run for them. They're just thinking, well, resist, resist, resist. And I guess that money from source is so good that they can't see clear.
Well, coming from a blind person, and this is not meant to be doom and gloom, but coming from a blind person that realizes that if there are a few chuckleheads out there that have termites in their soul, that eat away at their sanity, that decide that they want to create a pandemic, that think it's absolutely hilarious to go ahead and do so and release that thing in the world, try to control everything through fear, power, financial gain, and everything under the sun that they can. You know, I don't even know what to say. As a member of the blind community, don't touch, don't breathe, don't. Look, would you folks, the ones that were the scientists, the ones that created this stuff, would, like, if you were unable to get a job down at the 7-Eleven because of some disability, and if there were a group of, oh, I don't know, blind folks that were super connected to resources, and they did that to you, would you like it? No, you
Me and
wouldn't.
Johnny were talking about blind people flipping burgers yesterday.
Yeah, my first job I tried to get outside of radio was when I was in high school, and they would was a second, third job, but it was they took me down to McDonald's, and the guy said, oh, he was a vet, disabled vet himself, and he said he was afraid of blind people working there, and I said, now why would he be afraid of a blind person flipping a hamburger? I don't think he might be pretty good at flipping those hamburgers.
Right.
It's like, but yeah, it was just that
There
picture.
are there are folks that are phobic, and the way the blind cook, even if they don't like really touch the product that they're cooking, they might be tap it, so
Mm,
that they know where it is with their
yeah,
finger instead of maybe the spatula,
yeah.
subconsciously. Somebody sees that, right? Somebody sees that.
It just brought up some funny comics for me.
Oh,
Tell me.
oh man. So it's
Men in
like,
Tights with Robin Hood, the blind guy.
right, see, I gotta watch that. See, I didn't know that they had one.
Yeah, it's on video or it's on audio description, brother. I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
if it describes the scene.
Oh man.
He was chopping away with his sword at a tree.
No. Hey,
Oh,
oh man.
my.
See, I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Don't forget, if you like this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and that kind of stuff. And toss
Oh,
down a comment down below.
oh, and I was looking at this other thing, it's about China. Like China is lending us money, and then we're also giving them money. And I'm thinking like, so they're lending us money, and then we're giving them back the money that
Yeah,
I don't
there's some
know.
convoluted stuff that's going on. Some stuff that really needs to be looked into.
It's all
China's
changing.
economy just isn't doing as well as what they would like to portray,
Hmm,
and neither is our economy for that. Neither is the world economy for that that matter. But
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's like let me see, what was the other one? I think we pretty much. Oh, but you said like when you went to the hospital yesterday, the first thing
Oh,
cover that again. The first thing they wanted
right.
to
So
ask you.
one thing I did want to cover as a blind person, and don't know in my ramblings tonight, whether I've even covered this, but when Charlie's 19th birthday happened, C19, when that took place, uh, everything stopped for everybody, as we all know. Well, for the blind community, don't touch, don't breathe, don't, stand so close to me, that kind of thing. Really big for us because, our hands are our eyes, our voice is our way of communication.
Hmm.
And we can't stand 6 feet away from somebody unless we got a tape measure in our pocket, unless we got our cane with us at all times. And so that affected us. 70 to 90% unemployment rate that has never really wavered for a long time. Doesn't matter how many alphabet agencies the blind can create for ourselves. The NFB, the ACB, who knows? Take your pick, the one that I'm creating. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I used to be a
Hmm.
program manager to the current president to the National Federation of the Blind. Can't even get a, a friend request back from him. Why?
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. Power? Uh, don't know. But I
Hmm.
will tell you this. I'll get a friend request back from him or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like a big deal to me. If suddenly I'm working with the Trump administration and we're covering stuff like this. Now, yesterday, went to the hospital. They first thing before they wanted to address the main thing that I was there for. They wanted to test for respiratory tests. I mean, they wanted that the flu, the pneumonia, the COVID, and you know all this is brought back in stark relief. Not quite post-traumatic stress disorder kind of stuff, or PSTD or whatever alphabet disorder you want to put on there. But it did give me a chance to think about some things. It's like, man, go ahead.
Oh, I was just clearing my throat.
Oh, it did give me a chance to think about some things because, I tell you, that's a ground shaker, you know. So all we can do is put our faith and trust in the Lord and let man do its silly little stuff, I guess. Humankind, or whatever you want to call yourselves, politically correctly or otherwise. You know, God's still good and he's still on the throne and there's still a chance. Every single day we draw a breath, all we got to do is, hey, Lord, made a mess out of my life. Go ahead and step on in here and help me out, would you? He will, guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, um, what what I'm going to do is do you hear the echo back and forth?
I do not. Do you,
Oh,
hey, Joe?
I, 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 I'm sorry. I went in there to answer Timothy Johnson, and and I and now I'm getting this terrible feedback. So let's
I
let's
guess we
wrap this
better
up
end the
because
show.
yeah, this is sorry about that.
I'm not getting any feedback. I don't hear it.
Well, I'm in the room and my I'm getting I'm getting the live feed and I'm getting the Facebook feed, and
Right.
I probably should have waited until the show was over to give a shout out to this guy. But
Well, God bless everybody. God willing, we will see you guys tomorrow.